Our podcast is brought to you by Mouse World Travel. Imagine going on the most stress-free, well-planned Disney vacation of your life. Now imagine you didn't pay anything extra for that personalized service. That's what you'll get when you use an authorized travel planner from Mouse World Travel to book your next Disney vacation. From resorts to cruises and everything in between, they are here to help you get the most out of your next family trip. Just go to mouseworldtravel.com, fill out a short request form, and make sure you mention our code Ropedrop so they know that we sent you. Hi, I'm Katie.
And I'm Erin.
And you're listening to Ropedrop Parkhop.
And you can hear both of us.
Hopefully.
We troubleshooted.
Troubleshot. I like that better. Yes.
We fixed it.
We think, anyway. We hope we're good. But sorry about that last week, guys. We were heartbroken. Like, I called Erin and I was near tears. I didn't sleep well that night. I was so sad. But anyways, we're back. And so hopefully we'll see. We're going to try and do 2 episodes today and drop 2 this week.
Yes. I feel like in a year and a half to have that one blip.
Yeah.
It's pretty good.
I think so, too.
And to be fair, we have not ever been taught how to use this caster that we use, the recording, what is the soundboard?
Yes.
We've learned by trial and error.
Yeah.
And I guess
we're self-taught.
Yes.
And last week was a self-teaching moment.
It was a trial for sure. So we're sorry about that.
Yes, but we're back.
Hopefully you didn't miss us too much.
I know at least one person did, so thank you to that one person that told us they missed us. All right, let's read a review really quickly, and then we'll go into some news.
Perfect.
This is from Vanessa M. Browner, and we read her last week, but you didn't get to hear it, so we're reading it again, and it's a good one. Her title is Keeping the Magic. I have always been Disney obsessed, but I hadn't been to Disney since I was 12. I went in February with my bestie, and I'm still living that Disney high. I followed on Instagram, but didn't realize there was a podcast. I am in love. This is helping me keep that Disneyland high. Thank you so much, Vanessa.
How do we fix that for our Instagram followers who don't know that we actually have a podcast?
I don't know. I feel like we post. Don't we share in stories and post a reel?
Maybe we're doing better now than we were. Was that from February or March?
March, yeah.
So maybe
early
we're doing
March.
better now, maybe a year later than we were a year ago?
Yeah.
Hopefully, if you are listening, we have an Instagram.
Right.
And then maybe we should go on Instagram and say, if you could see us, we have a podcast.
Right.
Yeah. But we're happy to have you in both places, and thanks for the nice review. We appreciate it. If you haven't left us a review yet, now is your reminder to leave us 5 stars on Spotify or Apple or Audible or anywhere else. And if you can write a review, we appreciate those too. I know Apple lets you. I know Audible lets you.
Right. Does Spotify let you write reviews?
No, but you can give ratings.
Okay. Hopefully Spotify will get their act together.
I know. Come on, Spotify.
Let you leave reviews because we really appreciate those. That's how we get seen. That's how we get visibility and more listeners to help share the Disney love with. So thank you.
And we appreciate every single one.
Yes.
All right. So we've got like 2 weeks worth of news.
Right.
And some of it feels a little outdated, but we'll touch on it. Because,
just in case for our podcast only peoples.
Yep.
Here we go. The big news this week is that San Francisco, easy for me to say, is underway. They're getting ready to shut down the bridge for a while, and it will be transformed into a Golden Gate Asian style. It looks really cool.
Pagodalden Gate.
Pagoda. Is that what it's called, really, or did you just make that up?
I just made that up on the spot.
You're so clever.
I thank you. They have also let us know that it's going to open this summer.
Right, which is so fast.
It is so fast.
I didn't expect it to happen that quickly.
Me either.
There will be some meet and greet areas. Where the beer cart is currently is where the meet and greet will be. So I think they're just going to relocate the beer cart.
Okay. And it's Baymax and Hero, I think.
There's been some speculation that maybe the villain from Big Hero 6 in the Kabuki mask will also be appearing because he has shown up in other Disney parks maybe. I think that's what I read.
Okay.
And so that's a possibility.
Also, this maybe is the reason I just put 2 and 2 together recently. Within the last several months, and we've talked about this in the past, so this is an update. Within the last several months, they've made it so that if you rope drop in DCA and you are wanting to rope drop near the Little Mermaid, which we've talked about as a tip for maybe getting to cars faster, it's not happening. They stop you at Soarin'.
Gotcha.
They put a rope up at Soarin' and they're not letting people pass down through.
That's good to know.
I wonder if it's because they're closing the bridge down.
Maybe.
Like, I wonder if they've been doing that in preparation or if it's a permanent thing moving forward.
Maybe so, because the only 2 entrances now into Pacific Wharf, which is becoming San Francisco will be from the Cars Land area. So that might be a little bit of a traffic jam if they're letting people through there.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I think it's going to be cool. And good news, Cocina, Cucamonga is staying.
Yes.
And I don't know if it's getting a re-theme. It looks like the sign will be staying. I saw the concept art, right?
Yes.
And then there's some new signage going up around it.
And they've said that our favorite eats are going to remain.
Right, which birria tacos staying.
How are we going to incorporate Pacific Wharf, bread bowl, sourdough, San Francisco sourdough? It's all of a sudden it's San Francisco sourdough.
Right. And then there's the Asian restaurant there too. Lucky Fortune, which will remain. I don't know. I mean, I feel like San Francisco probably has a Mexican restaurant too, right?
Oh, right, for sure.
Yeah.
It'll be great.
And the theming is really cute. It's not supposed to feel like a city area. It's supposed to feel like a fisherman's wharf,
right?
Which is what it is currently. Correct. So there shouldn't be too much retheming they have to do.
I was watching a YouTube video this weekend, and I don't remember who it was, but they talked a little bit about the tying in with the background and how when you sit now at Pacific Wharf, it feels very San Francisco. And then you're looking at Pixar Pier, which is very bright and vibrant.
Right.
And Pacific Wharf is not so much. And San Francisco looks pretty vibrant and bright. There's going to be some neon lights. There's going to be, and I think it's a really good tie between Cars Land and Pixar Pier.
Yeah.
Don't you think?
I think so too. I think it's going to be really cute. I think a lot of people were not super excited about this retheme when they announced it at D23, but as it gets closer, I think it's going to be really cute. And always we, are skeptical, and then Disney always pulls through and does a fantastic job.
It was just the retheme that nobody asked for.
Exactly. Where is our Tomorrowland retheme,
we've been begging for Tomorrowland to get some love, and they're going to change Pacific Wharf.
Yeah.
But I think people are really excited for Baymax to have some representation. Baymax is like a cult classic.
Yes, and he's appearing in the fireworks show now, and he's going to have his own little land over there.
Baymax and Tiana are taking over.
They sure are.
Speaking of Tiana taking over, French Market is closed.
Officially closed February 17th, last week.
Yes, and good news.
Yes.
We were all very concerned about the beignets. Over on Instagram, we were beignet watch.
Hashtag beignet watch.
And good news, the beignets have been moved to Royal Street Veranda.
Along with the mint juleps. So you can get both of your fixes there. And French Market will remain closed and along with Mint Julep Bar until it reopens as Tiana's Place.
Later this year sometime.
Yeah, that's what they say.
And Royal Street Veranda, if you're unsure of where it is, it's not a super popular. I mean, they've got soup and bread bowls there as well. But it's just right up above Pirates of the Caribbean.
And there's probably only like 4 or 5 tables there. So
Do you remember us trying to find a table?
Yes. You may have to grab your beignets and go hop on the train.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. Definitely don't stay there to eat them.
I'm guessing they will maybe open up some more seating close-ish to French Market that you can go
maybe
have some outside seating there. There's also the new Pelican. What's it called?
Landing?
Pelican's Landing?
Yeah.
Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
So that's new. And I don't think a lot of people take advantage of that. So
also,
go over there.
beignets are portable. Just walk. Leave your paper or leave your powdered sugar trail and just go for a walk.
Yeah. It'll be like the breadcrumbs for you to find.
Then you can find yourself back to the beignets when you're out.
Exactly.
Okay. Disneyland After Dark announced some new events, 2 new events. A lot of people were waiting for Star Wars, which is kind of a staple. It's a staple Disneyland After Dark event.
It is now,
This is the 3rd year that they've done it. They also announced Throwback Night.
Yeah.
Which I think sounds super fun.
It does. They had something similar to Throwback Night last year. I don't remember what it was called.
They've had 80s and they've had 90s.
It was like graduation reunion or something last year, remember? And so some of it was 70s, 80s, 90s throwback stuff.
This one is, I think I was reading a little bit, and I think it's 50s, 60s.
That's fun.
It should be super fun.
Yes.
Poodle skirts, and I think it looks like a good time. Dates for that are April, my old lady eyes are trying to read from a distance. April 18th and April 20th. And then Star Wars Night is returning in May for 4 nights, May 2nd, May 4th, May 8th, and May 11th. On all of those nights, know that Disneyland is going to close at 9 o'clock. And the event is from 9 o'clock to 1 a.m. Mix-in starts at 6 o'clock. So anybody who has a ticket to any of these events, which go on sale
today, right? Oh, today for Magic Key holders, I believe. And then in a couple of days
Thursday for everybody else.
Yep.
So just know that if you're going to be at Disneyland on any of those dates, anybody that has a ticket to any of these events can show up at 6 o'clock without a park ticket. So 6 o'clock, it's going to get busy. And at 9 o'clock, you're going to be asked to leave the park unless you have a ticket.
I would anticipate that these are going to sell out. Interestingly enough, Sweethearts Night did not ever sell out.
It didn't?
No, I don't think so. And I don't think Princess Night sold out either.
I'm not super girly, so neither of those appeal to me.
No, Sweethearts Night is really fun.
Okay.
But I don't know. I think Star Wars is
with
just
your
popular enough.
Or with your girlfriends?
I did a girls' trip to Sweethearts Night.
I know.
That was kind of fun. But I think Star Wars is popular enough that it's going to sell out. People have been waiting for it.
Yeah.
Waiting for that announcement. And I think that the throwback night, since there's only 2 nights, right? And it's new.
Yeah.
I feel like people are going to buy those up.
And I think people always really love the retro nights. I feel like those go pretty well. 80s night, 90s night, all have been very popular because everyone loves nostalgia.
Yes. I'm ready for another 24-hour event. When are they going to bring those back?
We're going.
For sure.
If it happens, we're going.
Sure.
We don't even need a hotel.
No. We'll sleep on a bench.
That's amazing. Let's do Dear Disney.
Bring back 24-hour nights. Okay.
Okay.
Toontown opening has been pushed back. Did we talk about this before?
No, we talked about it in our mute week.
That's right.
So originally it was set to open March 8th due to weather delays. Excuses.
Sounds like an airline now.
Yeah. It's now opening on March 19th. So 11 days later.
But the cast member costumes are super cute.
So cute, bright.
Yes, very bright. And then Gadget's Go Coaster is being rethemed to Chip and Dale's Gadget Coaster.
I like it.
Yeah. It's going to be cute. The whole Toontown area just is revived
and
now.
And here's where I feel like I'm repeating myself, but I don't think I am for anybody else but me and Katie.
Yes.
This is what Toontown was meant to be. Toontown has needed some love for a little while, and it's this big area in the back of the park that should appeal to children, but there's no shade, and there's fun things for kids to do, but only so much.
Right.
And I just love the new life that I feel like we'll be back there.
And in the concept art, it looks like they've got a lot more trees planted and the character meet and greets will all be back on that opening day.
And all of the fun interactive things are there still.
The playgrounds, all of that.
The mailboxes where you can listen to Roger Rabbit.
Yeah, and don't you worry, Roger Rabbit's Cartoon Spin will also be back.
Never fear. Guys, they didn't get rid of Roger Rabbit. Why not?
I don't know.
Oh, that's fine. Whatever. All you have to do is explode it. There's a TNT right outside. Push the button. It'll explode.
You could even have a ceremony where Jessica and Roger Rabbit come and hit the TNT. It would be great.
I wonder what a Jessica character would look like.
I don't know. Would she wear a trench coat? Or would she be in her red, shiny dress?
I don't know. Would she be a face character, or would she be like the Asian parks fairy godmother? Yeah.
Or Incredibles.
Yeah.
With masks versus Incredibles face characters. I don't know. I don't know which is worse.
Me either. I would like to see another dude. I don't love Roger Rabbit, but let's see Jessica Rabbit as a character, please.
Can we have a Jessica Rabbit meet and greet?
She could be a throwback night.
There you go.
Yeah.
Except she's not old enough for 50s, 60s, if that's the plan.
That's true.
All right. What else do we need to talk about? Half Marathon weekend is coming up in January. And
tickets went on sale.
And sold out within an hour.
Within an hour.
Yeah.
I think it was 47 minutes we looked, and they were sold out.
So if you were hoping to grab tickets for that, it's too late.
Yep.
You will not be running Half Marathon weekend. And if you're not running Half Marathon weekend, we would suggest you don't. Don't plan a trip that weekend.
Because it'll be all of the runners are going to go to the parks. But even if those runners aren't going to the parks, that's in addition. There's going to be runners in addition to park goers.
Right.
And so when is it? January.
So the weekend of January 12th through the 14th.
Okay. 2024.
14th. So I think stuff starts on the 11th, technically, and then it'll go through that Sunday.
And if you are there and that's when your trip is, it's pretty cool.
It is fun to be there and cheer people on.
Yeah, go spectate.
The energy is really high and fun.
It's cool.
It'll just be busy.
Yep. Did you see the new Steamboat Willie merchandise?
Yes, kind of. I glanced over it.
It's super expensive. It's really...
because they can.
Because they can. It's got a nice elevated, escalated, gouged price. Cute stuff, though. But that's the next phase. I think Oswald was the start of the celebration, probably because of Lunar New Year.
Sure.
But he still there's 100th merchandise with Oswald. And now they're transitioning into Steamboat Willie. I wonder if they're going to have
Like a progression.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Also, all of a sudden, that's kind of what it's feeling like.
I think that's cool. If that's
it would be
the
super
plan.
cool. So I'm curious to see what phase 3 is. But anyway, Steamboat Willie's got some stuff now.
Cool. And speaking of Mickey,
Yeah.
they fixed the statue.
Yes, they did.
In the front
Yes, they did.
Town Square.
Paraphrase no more. Now it is the direct quote.
And they zhuzhed it up a little bit, right? They repainted.
Yes, and he's much cuter. I mean, he looks better.
Yeah.
He was kind of yellowish. The other paint job was a little dingy.
Got it.
And now he's bright and iridescent ears. He kind of ties into that whole 100th
look.
I like it.
And the phrase is correct now, so people can stop whining about that. A couple of new characters are showing up in Avengers Campus. Kang the Conqueror from the new Ant-Man movie.
Okay.
He's the new villain. And he's also going to be appearing in Loki Season 2. So he's going to be a recurring character that people will get to know.
You know our buddy Philander.
Yes.
He is, for anyone who doesn't follow him on Instagram, you should. He's a VIP tour guide at the Disneyland Resort. He does brackets all the time. And right now it's what are we most looking forward to in 2024? And do you know who got pitted against each other?
Who?
Loki 2 and Agatha. What is it? Coven of Darkness?
Sure.
I don't remember. Coven of something.
Yeah.
Anyway, how do you pick one of those?
I don't know.
I'm excited for Loki.
I don't know.
That's cool to have a
don't know.
character.
We'll see.
Have you seen that? What is it called?
Is it Quantumania?
Quantumania. Have you seen it?
I haven't yet, no. It's not getting awesome reviews.
It's not? Oh.
No.
I heard it was funny.
This Marvel phase is kind of falling a little bit flat with people.
Okay.
It's almost like we're a Marvel overload, I think.
Yes, because we have like 3 Marvel movies a year.
Yeah, like they're riding on their laurels right now. Is that the right phrase?
Yeah,
they're resting on their laurels. That's the correct phrase. But anyway, I don't know. It just feels like the latest Thor movie wasn't quite as good as the other Thor movies.
Doctor Strange
was
odd.
Yeah, it got mixed reviews. This new Ant-Man's getting mixed reviews. I would say the most recent Spider-Man probably did the best of all of this
agree.
phase.
Yep.
But I don't know. Black Panther 2, also mixed reviews on that one. So I don't know.
Pick it up.
Yeah, right.
Let's fix this, guys.
Come on, Kevin Feige.
I like Marvel. So
Me too.
Let's correct the ship real quick.
There's a new animated series on Disney Plus called Moon Girl, which I didn't know was coming. It's the animated series we didn't know we needed. Anyway, she is also going to be doing meet and greets, or she may already be
in Avengers
Campus. And she's cute. I like her character.
So she's like
her
a
costume
Marvel
is fun.
for kids.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Anyway, she's very cute, and I think that's it for Avengers Campus. Haunted Mansion movie. Here's some news that
this is exciting.
Yeah, it doesn't usually happen. The release date got moved up for Haunted Mansion, so it'll be coming out sooner in the summer on July 28th.
Very cool.
For those of you that are excited for that. I am.
I'm super excited.
Yeah. I think it's going to be cute.
Excited. And then we talked about this last week also, amongst ourselves. There's an Avatar experience coming to Disneyland.
Yes.
And there's been a lot of speculation about it. Bob Iger announced, and that's the wording he used, an Avatar experience.
Right. So not an attraction.
Correct. And so immediately everybody thought, oh, we're getting Pandora. We're getting Flight of Passage.
People are funny. Yeah.
I mean, I've been surprised by things before.
True.
Right? But as of right now, I'm pretty sure it's not. Again, name dropping one more time, Philander shared something on his Instagram. There is an experience happening right now in Shanghai that is an Avatar experience that ends its run in March. Ends its run in March. And I believe his speculation that we'll get some version of that. Dustin and I watched a walkthrough of it this weekend just to kind of see.
Get an idea of what it meant, what it was.
It's big. It's very cool.
Okay.
What they have there, I don't think that they could pull off quite what they have there here.
Okay.
It's in an indoor building that I would say the indoor building space raises probably 5 stories, 6 stories, and it's all very lush, lots of vegetation and trees and big vegetation. And they tuck a lot of animatronics into the vegetation and things like that. And so seeing what they have there, I don't think we're going to get something exactly like that.
Okay.
But
I guess they could move it over piece by piece.
Where would they put something that's 5 stories high?
Star Wars Launch Bay is 3 stories, correct?
Is it?
I think so.
This is big. This is soaring
maybe a slimmer version of that will be coming.
I think it would be pared down for sure.
So either there or the ESPN Zone are my guesses.
Yes,
So it'll be a paid experience at the ESPN Zone or a ticketed experience where you go into the park and do it.
Yep.
Yeah.
And so we're excited to learn more about it. We'll keep you posted as we hear.
Iger did say more details coming soon. Who knows what that means, but that doesn't mean that it's opening soon.
Right.
So we'll see.
I really think we're just going to get some of this. Whatever they can translate to Disneyland Anaheim will be. I'm
actually really excited for it.
I think it'll be so
I love
cool.
the world of Pandora.
Yeah, and this was the things I read about it. You can see yourself as a Na'vi.
Mm-hmm.
You are able to learn about bioluminescent plant life. What were some of the other things that we talked about? You can learn about the animals. Like, it's just kind of a learning experience and really just a time suck. You can go in and spend some time in air conditioning and if you're an Avatar fan, learn a little bit about Pandora. Yeah.
And this is part of why I think it might be going in Launch Bay, because Launch Bay is so obsolete over there right now. Nobody goes in there anymore.
Yep.
There's a Disney Visa card holders meet and greet that you can go check out for and it's for only 2 hours or so a day, maybe 4. I don't remember. We have never been to it, to be honest. So I couldn't tell you for sure, but it's wasted space over there. We'll see. We will keep you posted as soon as we hear more. And I think that's it for news.
I think so too.
Okay,
I have a story for you.
I'm ready.
Totally not related to anything Disney. Well, it's Disney adjacent. Okay. For me, at least. But it's hilarious. Okay, so when we went with our friends to Disneyland in 2021, which, by the way, let's talk about that real quick. Those friends are traders, and they're moving across the country.
I'm so sorry.
It's fine. I've cried.
It's not fine, but you'll get over it.
I will survive. Anyway, good thing we went to Disneyland when we had them.
You'll have to meet there again in the future. That'll be your
big jerk.
Your meeting place.
When we went to Disneyland in October of 2021, we were sitting down for some birria tacos, actually, at Pacific Wharf. And my husband's phone rang. And typically I don't answer, or he doesn't either, answer phone calls we don't recognize. So his phone rang and he hit ignore. And immediately my phone starts ringing with the same number. And I was like, that's weird. Why are they? So I answered. I thought somebody's trying to get a hold of us. So I answer, and it's a kid. And have I told you this story?
I don't think so.
Okay, so it's a kid, and I'm like, hello. And he's like, hi, do you have a gray and white cat? And I said, yes. And Dot is our little gray and white cat, and she has escaped before. She climbed up into the engine of a truck in our neighborhood and ended up going on a joyride all the way across town before they found her. And they posted on our neighborhood page saying, we think she might have climbed in our truck at home. Aww. Is this anybody's cat? And so we got her back. Miracle of miracles.
Yeah, right.
But we also got her a collar with her name on it because she's obviously an escape artist. So this kid had found our cat and called our numbers on her collar. And I was like, oh my gosh, thank you so much for finding her, little turd. And I was like, where are you? What are your cross streets? Boise's a grid. And he's like, well, we're in this particular subdivision, which is our subdivision. And I was like, oh, that's where we live. We live in that subdivision. And I was like, what's your address? And he's like, well, we didn't find her at our house. And I said, oh, where did you find her? And he's like, well, she's in a yard. And I said, oh, where, what? And he's like, yeah, there's a trampoline and and I said, are there some garden boxes? And he's like, yeah. And I said, that's my yard. My cat's in my yard. And he's like, oh, this is your yard? And I said, yeah. And I was like, so she's fine. She's good. And he was like, oh, okay, we just didn't know. And I was like, okay.
But how did he get in your yard to look at her collar?
I think they probably stopped to talk to her and she jumped up on the fence.
Oh,
because our fence is like a 2/3 fence, like not a full fence. And so I was like, yeah, no, she's good there. And then I was kind of worried. And so I texted my neighbor. And our cats are indoor, outdoor. And when we're out of town and it's not freezing cold or crazy hot, we'll just put them in the garage and they have a way in and out. And so I called my neighbor and I just said, hey, will you keep an eye out and just make sure they're okay and these kids aren't pestering them, whatever. Okay. This all happened in 2021. Fast forward to yesterday. I'm making dinner and there's a knock at my door. And so I don't typically answer my door unless I'm expecting somebody. But Dustin was sitting near the front window and he's like, it's a kid. And I was like, oh, okay, so they're probably selling something. Anyway, I open up the door and immediately we have 2 cats. And the other cat, Ellie, runs into the house. Like she bolts into the house. And this kid is standing 2 kids are standing on my front porch and they're probably 7, 8 years old. And they're like, hi, is that your cat? Like the one that just immediately came into my house. And I was like, it is. And he's like, what about the one that's sleeping on this chair on your porch? And I said, yep, she's ours also. And he's like, okay, well, we just didn't know if they were indoor cats or outdoor cats. And I said, they're indoor and outdoor. They're fine. Okay, so she's yours that's right here. And like I have one curled up on my front porch chair sleeping. And I was like, yep, she's mine. Why do people have so much worry about my cats?
I don't know. You've got some busybody children in your neighborhood.
The kitty Karens. The kitty Karen brigade is out in full force in my neighborhood.
That's funny.
Anyway, I think it's
looking out for your cats.
Hilarious because A, we're on vacation and we get a call. And then B, I'm making dinner and my cats they stay pretty close to our house. They don't leave like our footprint very often.
Sure.
They're in our front yard or our backyard. Maybe they'll go like 1 or 2 houses down and then come back. So it's not like they're traipsing all over the neighborhood.
Sure.
They're in my yard.
Yeah.
And people
not in someone else's yard. So that's funny.
Goodness. It's so funny. Anyway.
They're so concerned.
Human interest story.
It's like in between cute and annoying. somewhere in between.
Leans more toward annoying, if you're wondering. Okay.
Today, we're going to recap our DCA day from the Gumball Rally weekend again. You haven't heard this yet, but we have. We were just talking about, like, once we've talked about something, podcasts about something, it totally leaves our brains.
Yeah.
And so we're having to dig real deep today, guys.
I have too much on my plate to keep this stuff in there.
Right. Once we brain dump it, it's gone.
So
we're looking through our photos to try and recap the day.
We went to DCA.
Right.
Thanks for listening. We'll see you guys next week.
All right, we're done. We'll just give you a couple of highlights today because we did do some fun things that day that were new. New experiences.
Not new. We rope dropped Guardians of the Galaxy.
That's right. That needs to not ever change, right? We don't need to change that ever
Some
again.
Are worth keeping.
That's right. So we did rope drop that. We did Genie Plus that day. We did buy Genie Plus. We did not use it on Guardians in the morning because that's our recommendation is to not ever use your Genie Pluses first thing in the morning.
Right.
When the lines are short still.
Right. Which we didn't rope drop.
We did. We tried.
Barely missed it.
We were just tired.
Yes. So we got there. The park opened at 8:00. We were there by like 8:10.
Right.
So we were there pretty early. And the line still was pretty manageable. And so we decided not to use our Genie Plus. But we will say, spoiler alert, we were able to ride every single Genie Plus offering. And a couple we were able to ride multiple times because we lucked out and had great wait times.
Yeah. It was a pretty quiet day, I felt like, at DCA.
It was lovely.
It was. The weather was beautiful.
It really was. So started at Guardians of the Galaxy, grabbed a bite to eat at Pym Test Kitchen, rode single rider for
Radiator Springs Racers.
Yes. And it was cute.
It was
as
great.
Always. We
yes.
raced. We raced one of the times.
We did race each other.
And I won.
Yes.
I have zero control over that one, but I'm going to own it. I won, Katie. I beat you. It was great.
Have you ever seen that? It's a video that people do where they're standing in front of the Fast and the Furious cast.
No.
And they're like, this is how I feel when I win Radiator Springs Racers. And then you just like crouch down with your arms folded in front of the Fast and the Furious cast.
That's awesome.
It's really funny. Maybe we should make one of those.
Maybe we should. We did ride Web Slinger, and we did use a Genie Plus for that.
Yes.
Because we didn't plan on riding it a second time, as you know.
Correct. However, we ended up riding it a second time because, well, we made it all the way through the ride. We got past the last screen and it broke down.
Yes, we were coming into the final turn where you exit the vehicle, and it broke down for about half an hour.
Yeah. We sat there staring at a cute little spider that was making cat motions.
Biscuits. Needing biscuits.
Needing biscuits.
Making
with
muffins.
This little 8 legs.
Yes, it was really cute, actually. I mean, not half an hour staring cute, but cute.
But we sat there for a good while. We watched the system reboot right there on the computers in front of us, which was kind of interesting and fun, I would say.
And we had gotten a pretty good score.
We did pretty well. So we tried to use
some of our tips
from
Chris Provost.
We struggled a bit because his tip was to stay in your own quadrant while you're on the screens, right?
Yes.
And
he must just get the busy quadrants.
Maybe so, because sometimes there was 0 in our quadrants for us to shoot at, and so when that happened, I was trying to shoot at other quadrants, and anyways.
But our final score, so we ended up riding with like 2 teeny-tweeny girls. Probably the younger one was probably 12, the older was like 15.
Yeah.
And the 15-year-old was killing it. In fact, she got
was
the
really
high
good.
score in our vehicle, and when we were all done and when we're sitting there for half an hour, we had a chance to chit chat with him a little bit. And I was like, you are so good. And she's like, thanks. It's my first time.
She was a natural.
She was so good. Anyway, our score ended up being almost 840,000, which is pretty decent.
Yeah.
And I felt good about it. My arms were exhausted. I was tired.
So when the system finally rebooted and we got to the exit, because we had waited so long, the cast members asked if we'd like to go again.
Remember, my arms were tired.
Yes.
We said yes.
Yes, of course we did. You don't pass that up on any ride, even web slingers.
So we rode again. And we offered for these 2 teenage girls to ride with us again. They were there with their family and they had split from their family. And so they were going to rearrange how their family sat so they could have a chance to sit with their mom and dad, which was totally cool. I wore deodorant that morning. So
it wasn't your fault that they didn't choose us.
That's okay. I try not to take it personal.
But we ended up with some over-enthusiastic guests, which was fun. They were fun to ride with.
She was like,
she was a hoot.
Let's go. And anyway, she said that she has gotten like pretty high scores before. So we had big hopes, high expectations. And we did better.
Yeah.
Katie killed it that time.
I did much better this round.
I don't know how. Because I was like jello. Seriously, it hurt so bad. And I was like powering through as much as I could. I just kept saying, I can't do it anymore. I can't do it anymore. But we got second high score for the hour.
Yes, which is impressive. That's the best I've ever done, I think.
And then we got off the vehicle and we walked up the hallway and we had been bumped down to third high score of the hour. So somebody beat us immediately.
Nobody needs to know that, though. Second highest, that's what we have a picture of.
We do have a picture of second highest. Actually, I have a picture of third highest as well.
Oh, man. Delete that.
It's fine. But that score was almost 900,000. Not quite. We were a little shy. We'll just round up.
One thing that we...
Oh, wait.
What?
Hold on just a second. They didn't tell us this.
What?
As I'm looking at the scores, hold on one cotton picking minute. We barely missed the leaderboard with our other score.
Oh.
Okay, here, let's talk numbers. We had scored with our first ride 835,700, so 835,700. And the number 10 spot was 836,600.
Oh, yeah.
We barely missed it. We were like top 10 on both, I bet.
We did really great.
I know, we're
good
awesome.
for us.
Yeah.
All right. But never mind that there were lots of vehicles behind us that didn't get to make it through the whole game. It means
Their
nothing.
Screens froze.
It means nothing.
That's how we win.
One thing we didn't mention in the news, because we mentioned it last week, so it was out of our brains, is that PhotoPass is now free for any ticket holder.
No. Kind of. Ride photos are free.
Right. Sorry.
Not
yes.
PhotoPass.
Yes.
PhotoPass
Ride photos
is still included with Genie Plus, and I'm talking more like pictures in front of the castle, things like that.
Yes.
Ride photos are included.
Correct.
Dustin
Sorry.
and I just had this conversation last night, actually, because he was like, PhotoPass is free? And I said, no, kind of. Not quite.
They're including ride photos throughout the 100th celebration.
So who knows?
It could have an end date. They may decide to extend it if
That'd
it's
be
popular.
awesome.
Especially for Radiator Springs Racers, which is what I'm looking at right now, because for Radiator Springs Racers, even if you buy an individual lightning lane for that ride, you don't get the ride photo unless you have also purchased Genie Plus. So having the ride photo included, I think, is a huge deal.
I love it.
Yeah.
I know. I hope that I can't imagine. Well, I don't know. They might. It'd be cool. I like it.
It feels like we're coming into an era of getting a little bit more bang for your buck.
Yes, which has been a complaint. And, honestly, these are things, in fact, I was just reading this the other day. There was a person on a forum on Facebook who talked about how she didn't know if this was common or if she had just gotten so lucky, but she was Incredicoaster broke down and she was given lightning lanes. They loaded some lightning lanes onto her account, and she and her family decided to use it on the Ferris wheel, which...
Good for them.
The cast member asked the same question I would ask.
Are you sure?
And so she said, he's like, why don't you go on like Guardians of the Galaxy? And she said, because my lightning lane, my multiple experience pass does not include Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
For Incredicoaster, it doesn't include Guardians.
That's interesting. I wonder why.
I don't know.
Because those seem like they're the same tier.
I would think.
Right?
Yeah. But apparently not. And so anyway, the cast member at the Ferris wheel was like, well, that's stupid. Here, I'm going to give you a bunch more. And he gave her like the highest level that included everything. Anyway, the reason that I'm bringing this up is there was another cast member in the comments who said, I used to be a cast member and I gave those things away like water because it's free, doesn't cost the company anything, but it really makes guests' day.
Yeah, it's like a pixie dust moment, right?
Yes, and so I feel like guests' complaints for so long have been about, hey, we're paying more money and we're getting less. These are things that Disney has at their immediate, what's the word I'm looking for? They just have it available to them to give at no cost to them. And so hopefully we continue to see things like this, like photos and things like that.
Yeah. And part of the problem, I think, for me is that people started to expect those pixie dust moments when they're not, it's not a guarantee.
Right. Like, it's pixie dust.
That's part of why they're fun, is because it's unexpected. And so
although
when the people come in and demand special treatment, that's when it gets icky.
Although I do fully expect when I finally get to stay at the Disneyland Hotel, I do fully expect that they're going to upgrade me to the Adventureland
All
suite.
right.
So
just putting it out there.
I expect it.
You go ahead and tell them that at the front desk and see how it goes.
Like, hi, do you know who I am?
Right.
Do you have a suite waiting for me? We went to the Animation Academy.
Yes, and we drew some really great Buzz Lightyears.
Yeah,
they looked great.
We like to call him Derpy Buzz.
Yes.
He's looked a little different.
We'll have to share our drawings this week on Instagram.
Well,
to be vulnerable.
We don't have to do that. We also went to Turtle Talk with Crush, and that's not something we do very often. Our kids are past the Turtle Talk with Crush age.
Yeah, although I don't think that they are. Now that I've been again, I really feel like they would enjoy it still.
That's what
we just haven't.
Maybe there is no age.
Because we really had a great time.
Hilarious. Yeah. So funny.
And the friend of Crush.
Yes.
The friend of Crush we had met at the Gumball Rally event the night before. They had a panel of the voice actors. We talked about this.
Yeah.
In our last actual recorded podcast. But we had some voice actors come and talk to us in a panel, which was really fun. And one of them was a friend of Crush. Yeah. So that was really fun.
Did we get him?
I think so. Crush sounds like Crush, right? Crush is Crush.
Some videos, and he sounds a little different occasionally.
Maybe so.
It could have been.
Maybe.
Very, very well.
We are going to say that it was.
For sure.
Because that was fun.
Then we ventured over to, which I think we had a Lightning Lane reservation for Toy Story Midway Mania. And we tried using our little tips to score big on this one. It didn't go well.
We didn't do as well as we did at Disney World.
Katie has an excuse.
Oh, yes. My shooter was not shooting high enough on the screen. It would only go about 2/3 of the way up.
Likely story.
Yeah. I got more than 18,000, though.
Hey. Hey-o.
Hey-o.
And actually, you scored better than I did anyway.
Yeah.
I have the scores in front of me. You scored 15,000 more points than I did. I don't score well. It's just I crack under pressure. I don't know. But we both got the beaver.
Yeah, we tried real hard.
My accuracy was better than yours.
It was just a learning experience.
Nobody cares about accuracy except for losers.
Apparently. What was Chris Provost's camera guy's name? Greg? Cameraman Greg.
He loves accuracy.
Yes. He's a big fan of the accuracy, apparently.
That's right. These accurate shooters unite.
We got to see the Oswald meet and greet. Oswald is super cute. And
he's tiny.
He is. He's shorter than I thought he would be. Yeah. He appears taller in the cartoons.
It's all ears. He's all ears.
Are they keeping that around past Lunar New Year?
I hope so.
I hope so too. He probably won't be in his cute little Lunar New Year outfit, but it'd be nice if
put him back in his little blue shorts
cute.
and he used to be there. Maybe I'll share this today. I have some pictures with my kids meeting him a few years back.
Yeah, he used to hang out at the little gas station out front.
Yep,
Oswald.
right up front.
Yeah. Oswald's.
Oh, he's just cute.
He's really cute.
And they have a new emo of him, which
they do.
I brought home for a couple of my children who like the new emos.
Nice.
And then, of course, we rode a couple different rides. We rode Goofy's Sky School, almost died, as usual.
Always.
Per the norm. Rode Ariel's Undersea Adventure. The wait for that was kind of long. We walked past it at one point, and it was a little long, and we were like, nah.
Well, we actually got in line for it once and then bailed. Because it was too long. It snaked over by that little shop.
That one's
if it ever goes that far, don't do it.
Yeah, I don't wait more than 5 minutes for that ride.
No.
I like it. I just refuse to do it.
Yes. There aren't that many rides at California Adventure, so
right.
You might as well.
And the air conditioning is hard to beat. So if it's hot,
it's a cute ride.
It is, but it's just I don't like that line. And it's deceiving sometimes. If it's getting long, it's deceiving. So anyway,
and then we took our now traditional midday break at the Grand Californian. Right? We went. It was a little chilly as the sun started to go down at DCA, and so we headed over to the Grand Californian to sit in front of the fire for a minute and get warm.
Before we did that, though, we sat on Route 66 and we watched
all
of the neon lights light up.
Yes.
And then it was chilly, so we needed
Yes.
to warm up. Did we get hot chocolate first?
No, we got that on the way back.
That's right.
So we went and sat in front of the fire for a minute. Aaron went and did some shopping
I went
at
and
World
got
of
my
Disney.
Nuimos, my Oswald Nuimos.
Yep. And I sat and did my menu planning in front of the fire at the Grand Californian. There's no better place to do that.
That makes
It
me
was
giggle.
fun.
Yeah.
They had some really cute Valentine's treats out at the little treat cart there.
They did
And
have really cute stuff.
It's like a 100th anniversary castle.
The 100th anniversary Fab Five.
Yeah.
minus
And I
Goofy.
guess this is like the gingerbread house that happens at Christmas time. It's all made out of edible. And yeah, there were 4 of them there. So they were missing Goofy, but the cast member standing nearby assured us that he would be there soon.
Never fear.
But they're
Goofy
really
will be
cute.
here.
They look really cute.
And then after I went shopping and Katie took a nap and meal planned, we headed back into the parks. We got to ride Raider Springs again, single rider again. And
We got ourselves some hot chocolate. This is my first time at Ghirardelli getting hot chocolate.
It's good.
I've been in there for chocolate squares before, but never
It's
hot chocolate.
good.
It is
Do you
good.
know,
It's
though?
rich.
so on our way home, we had a layover in Sacramento. And I was freezing. And so I wandered around to try to find like something to eat, something to drink. And they had an Illy machine, like an Illy vending machine. Is that how you say it? Illy?
Spell it.
ILLY.
I guess so.
The
Sure.
white background with the red cursive.
Sure.
I'm sure if it's wrong, I'm sure we'll hear. But anyway, they had an Illy vending machine and they have hot chocolate in it. And I just didn't want to wait in the line for Starbucks. And so I was like, okay, fine. I don't know what prompted me because that sounds like something I wouldn't do. Anyway, best hot chocolate I've ever had, beat Ghirardelli.
Wow.
So good. So if you ever
Crazy.
see an Illy vending machine, get the hot chocolate. After we did Radiator Springs, we bounced over to our favorite, Guardians of the Galaxy. So we started with Guardians, we ended with Guardians.
That's a good way to bookend the day.
It is. We neither time got Jackson 5.
No, but that's okay. I'm convinced that they're not playing that song anymore. I've seen people get it.
recently.
I don't believe it.
I know. They're lying. They're putting over. In fact, I'm going to start doing that. I'm going to make videos and I'm going to start putting Jackson 5
Just
as
superimpose
my
it.
own.
Yep.
Look
Why
what
not?
we got.
And then, guys, we got to experience the new World of Color 1, which I would say is the highlight of the day for me.
For sure.
It was a fantastic show. I hope you're going soon and you get to catch it because it's amazing.
It is really, really good. Without giving any spoilers, which honestly, if you want spoilers, they're everywhere. You
Right.
can find them. But it was cool because, shows at Disneyland, nighttime entertainment, tend to have the same characters over and over again. They tend to be the same storyline.
Right.
There's only so much.
They pick the most popular ones and
Yes.
they just keep going with it.
And this was really cool to see some underrepresented films.
So Soul, Ratatouille,
Yeah.
Moana.
And it was really cool to have an Avengers.
Yeah, some Avengers and some Star Wars.
Was there? Oh,
Star
yeah.
Uh-huh,
Yeah, there was
yes,
Star Wars.
Yes, there was Star
Yes.
Wars.
I'm sorry. So sorry. And it was very cool. And that's not something we've seen in World of Color before.
And I really like the storyline of this new World of Color, too.
Yes.
There is a storyline. So
Yep.
it's kind of fun to have that all incorporated. And the music is beautiful. It's just great.
It was awesome. And we were just reading a minute ago that they've already had to make some adjustments to it because it ends and then it's almost like watching a movie through the end credits and having that
An
final
end credit scene.
It's
Yeah.
kind of like that. Like it ends and people think it ends, but if you stay for a minute, there's just like one last little scene.
Yeah.
They've had to kind of revamp that because too many people were leaving.
Yeah.
So
they've shortened the pause. They've added a couple more things. And hopefully people are not confused anymore.
what I'll say I really loved, my favorite parts of any World of Color are when they incorporate the Incredicoaster and
And the
the
Ferris
Wheel
wheel.
of Death. Yeah. And so they incorporated both of those quite a bit more.
I felt the same way.
And
Lots
I
more
really-
lights on
yes,
both.
and I really loved that a lot.
And I'm glad that they kept the fireball element of the show.
Yes.
I love that part.
We got to watch it next to, and remember, we watched this, a week after it premiered. And so not a lot.
Still new to most people.
Right. And it was really, really fun to be surrounded by people who were seeing it for the first time with us because, when Avengers came up and you have the Avengers diehards who were standing next to us, they all got so excited.
Yes.
And
Lots of oohs and ahs and tears and
if you're ever there on an opening weekend or near an opening weekend for a new performance, it's a cool vibe.
yeah, for sure.
We loved it. And then we went back to our hotel. We went to bed.
And
We
woke
got up at 5 o'clock in the morning.
super early.
And my boss called me and asked if I could
That's
come
right.
work.
As we were driving the streets of Anaheim
I was like,
in our Uber.
no, I sure can't.
Not today. All right. I think that's it for DCA.
Yeah.
So here's your weekly reminder to follow us on Instagram at Ropedrop.Parkhop.
And we already reminded you, but here's another reminder. Rate and review. We love them.
Yes.
And we will see you next week or later this week or eventually or soon.
And we're hoping to have our guest back on again to re-record. We had an awesome segment with her last week. We're really bummed that you missed out on it, but we'll have her back.
We will.
It'll be bigger and better than before, right?
Better. I feel like this recording is better than the one we did last week.
Yeah, maybe so. We just needed a practice round.
Right.
That's what it was.
Maybe
All
we
right.
should do this all the time.
No, it's too much work.
Bye.
Bye.
Do.
Breaking news alert. So just like we said earlier in the podcast, we're sure that something big will drop as soon as we stop recording. But guess what, guys? We hadn't left the studio yet. So we're going to give you the news. One major bit of news just dropped. Mm-hmm. Tell us about it, Erin.
As of tomorrow, which is what is the date today? I don't even know what day it is. The 22nd. June. Just kidding. It's February.
June.
February 22nd tomorrow. No more virtual queue for Mickey Minnie's Runaway Railway.
So by the time you listen to this, you probably have already heard this news.
Right.
But right now it's breaking news. It's super huge, like really fast. And I am actually not surprised.
Me either.
Mm-mm. The individual lightning lanes were not selling out for this.
They were not selling out.
The virtual queue in the afternoon was not filling up very fast.
Yes.
So
let's see. What am I most excited about for this? Well, for people who are there, Toontown was being gatekept by people who had virtual queues. So I really do love that you are going to be able to go back there and experience Toontown and see this even if you don't want to ride it.
Right.
Because it's really cute and it's really worth seeing.
It'll be interesting to see how long the standby line is to start with. Probably pretty long.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And also...
And you can still buy your individual lightning lane.
Correct.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like the virtual queue is still going really quickly in the morning, though.
Well, yeah, in the morning for sure.
Not in the afternoon.
Right. The afternoon was going a little slower.
Let's look. Let's see if there's anything available right now. It's 10 a.m. Yeah, no, it's closed for now. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I'm curious. I'm curious what the wait times are going to look like. They're going to be high for a little while.
I think so.
But apparently
but
not
people,
high enough.
Yeah, and people that couldn't get into the virtual queue now have a chance to ride it one way or the other.
Yes.
A lot of people complain about that. Like, I would rather wait in a 3-hour line and ride it than not get to ride it at all. Yeah.
Right.
So anyway, yay, I guess.
Okay, let's press end and then let's double check really quickly and make sure there's nothing else.
Let's see what else there is.
That was exciting.
Super exciting.
Thanks, Disney. We appreciate you for keeping us in the loop and not waiting all day.
And knowing when our recording time was up. So
they must have called the library.
Yes.
We'll do it real quick before their end. We end, our reservation time ends in 6 minutes.
Uh-huh.
Thank you, Disney.
Thank you, Disney. All right. Bye for reals.
Bye.